Square dance.
Square dance. You never heard of square dance? The hold down?
Oh, square dance.
Square dance.
Oh, I thought you said squirt ants.
Oh, no, square dance, okay. Well, the neighbor boy he lived on the same street as me, but up the street. But his sister and I were real good friends in high school. Her name was Arita, and her brother, she had two brothers. This brother's name was David. And he had asked me if he could take me to this square dance. Oh, great, I like the square dance. And so Rita was going too, his sister, and I don't know if she had a date or not. And so I didn't know how we were going to go, and I didn't even worry about it. I thought, well, we'll go okay. I didn't like him. I just wanted to go to the square dance. Well, here comes Grandpa. And this friend I was telling about, Roy, this boy we've been emailing, his dad had the car. So it was one of those cars, it was two-door, but it was a Ford-like, and so Roy was driving the car, and Grandpa was in the front seat with him. So Arita got in the car, and I can't remember, it was real narrow. Arita got in the car, and I don't know if there was another boy with her or not. And then David, the guy I'm going with, well, I had to sit on his lap.
Grandpa's lap?
No, I had to sit on David's lap in the back seat. Grandpa's in the front. And you know, of course, I'm right behind Grandpa. And he held my hand, Grandpa did, all the way, taking us to the square dance. Well, we got out. Well, Grandpa and Roy didn't stay. They went on and done something else. But that was our destination anyhow, so it didn't matter. Well, they come back and picked us up after the... I don't know. They must have made arrangements somehow. I never heard it, and I didn't worry about it. It was all right down in our neighborhood, just the dance and everything. And well, actually, the square dance was at my first boyfriend's house, him and his wife. We were going to the square dance. Probably I was going to see him more than the square dance. Dawned on me. Anyway, coming home then, the same thing. I had to sit on David's lap, and Grandpa had to get out and open the car door so I could get out. I was the first one out. And he opened the car door, and he kind of had his other hand up here like this as I got out. And he said to me, "Can I see you again?" And I said, yes. So he was down, and we didn't have, I think we had we didn't have a phone until I went to work. But he was down the very next night.
Down to your house?
Down to my house. But on a few dates, we went with Roy, and then he had a girlfriend. But otherwise, I think the first date we had, he borrowed his brother Leroy's car. I don't know where, we must have went to a movie. That was the only place you... Oh, we used to go with Roy and them out to Lambert's, which was a kid place where they had dancing, jitterbug and all that at that time. Out like a, not a pavilion, but a patio, I'd say, an enlarged one, and then the little shop inside, they sodas, and they did nothing hard liquor. Of course, they didn't have all these kind of drinks. I think Coca-Cola was probably the only cold drink, but they had milkshakes and all kinds. And they sit around little tables, or you get out and dance to the jitterbug, and so we did that a few times, and
So had you, until that time, you and Grandpa had dated, like that first date when you guys had, done your thing or gone to the movie?
well, he came down. I think it was the next. And he walked because he lived up the hill from us, and he'd have to walk down the hill, clear down the hill to where we lived, and turn on that street. And I lived back on it. There was other streets, of course, off of it. He had to come down. Southeast 6th Street was come down there where I lived, and he'd come down there, and then the more we dated for 2 years before we got married. So I was 17, 18, I was 19 when we got married.
Have you guys been together ever since?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really cool.
69 years, in 2 years, 69, 70, 71 years.
So how did he propose?
Well,
Yeah.
see, I was going to school, yet I was still in high school, and he went to school and he didn't like school, and him and Roy, this friend, they'd go to sit in the movie houses till the movies would open up, or they just didn't go to school. They'd hide out. They didn't. They didn't go to school. Well, then that, I can't remember. It must have been December of the year that we got married. That was the World War II, the start. That was Pearl Harbor. And he gave me an engagement ring. And I don't know that he ever actually asked me to marry him. It was just kind of,
Just happened?
just kind of taken for granted,
Mhm.
Yeah, because we made our plans to get married and all that. So, that was,
That's really cool.
yeah, so. Of course, there was never any place to go, only maybe to a movie, and we'd go to a movie for 10 cents, and.
So, when did you guys move in together?
Well, when we got married, we rented an apartment, but we didn't live in it. He lived at home and I lived there. And then we went to Missouri to get married, mainly because my father was Catholic. Oh, he didn't go, but he said, if you don't get married in the Catholic Church, I'm not going. I don't want to be there. So we just decided, well, we'd just go to Missouri and get married. So we got in the car. My sister went, and then Grandpa had not this Roy, but another fellow, and him, and Grandpa Strayer and my mother went. We borrowed my dad's car and went to Missouri and got married. Came back, and then that's when we went to our apartment after we came back. And I think it was on a Saturday. I think the next day, my mother had a reception at her house. Just cake and just mainly the family was there. And
That's cool.
it was really nice. So that's the way it went.
So I heard that you had gotten remarried to him, like your 50th anniversary or something.
Yeah, at our 50th anniversary, we renewed our vows.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So.